Flash is not partaking because he doesn't use
size.
Doesn't matter.
And a 9
You got a bionic dick, bro.
You got a bionic dick.
Yeah.
Shooting out little microbes
Very
everywhere.
efficient. Flash has a very efficient penis.
What?
Wow. It's like R2-D2, guy. When he plugs
I'm
in.
gonna pack that in my bag.
He's got a detachable penis.
No, like when he starts hacking the Death Star and shit.
All right, you guys ready?
Oh my goodness.
Just a modest one carrying around, you know?
Everybody, get ready to start.
I'm ready.
I'll mute myself.
For Volana, it would be the opposite. It's how much you can take. I like getting the tear.
Okay, let's begin. As a reminder to everybody, no controls to be touched on Watch Together, except for the volume control, if you want to lower or raise your volume, since it's just for you. All right. So let's recap. Our last session started out caverns. You guys finished a battle with undead. First it was bandits. Then those were put to sleep. Unbeknownst to you, undead from the coffins from the graveyard above produced undead, which then totally destroyed the poor helpless victims you guys created that were put to sleep. Following your fight with the undead and the bandits, a shadow appeared. You guys bested the shadow after it nearly killed Volana. Because
I don't know about nearly.
Yeah, 2 HP, whatever. Because Rezar was stuck on the other side of the cave for almost the whole fight, but you know, at least he was doing his thing with the undead over there.
The real fear was the cat. The cat really almost did Volana in.
Yeah.
True.
After you guys finished the battle, you found some spoils of war. You found a pristine thieves kit, thieves tools. You found, I believe it was 160 gold and some, random number of silver. You found some light crossbows, and you found a rapier, a scimitar, and a couple of daggers, I believe.
2 short swords. I think it was 4 daggers.
Yeah, something along those lines. Somebody should have it written down in the party.
I think I do.
But yeah. So you also had a bag of jewelry that the thieves were collecting from the coffins. Kept it. And you also found the purple pendant that belonged to CP. Upon leaving the cavern, ran into a cat and caught it through some arcane trickery. Also put Rezar to sleep, but he was okay with it. Moving along, you guys returned the pendant to the inn where CP was staying. He turned out to be a gnome, and yeah, he basically just bamboozled you guys. Took the necklace and used Misty Step to escape out the window. And you guys were sitting there with your proverbial dicks in your hands, except for you, Volana. So,
well, I mean, I have a extra one.
Yeah.
She had my dick in her hand. It's big enough.
So basically, after he escaped, you guys found parchment in the room. One drawing with his signature on it. That was very alarming because everybody in the party had their heads cut off, except for Volana. And the other drawing, or the other parchment, with a bunch of frantically written words saying "mine forever" over and over and over again. So you tracked him down, discovered that he got on a horse and rode to the southern woods, the south Nectalos Forest. and you went and met up with Luke Bannister at the bridge. You discussed things with Gregory Zarl. Asked for healing potions, basically, or mentioned them, but because of the problem with the economy in the town right now, they had none left. So, after that, you guys all went back to the room and rested. Did I miss anything?
Nope.
All right.
Sounded about right to me.
So, we pick up. It's about 4 a.m. Valana.
Sitting up in my bed, kind of worried and panicked. I'm going to get up, grab the crossbow. I'm going to head out into the hall.
That's what I
Hesitant to knock on Rezar's door. I'm going to go to Gearstrom's door. I'm going to knock.
Gearstrom, you hear boom, boom, boom.
Panic
your door.
knocking.
Hello?
Gearstrom, I'm worried. I think Slash might be in danger. I need your help.
Oh no, Slash. Let's go.
I start heading out of the inn immediately. In,
I
like,
follow
probably
at a
a
very
nightgown. No armor.
All right. So you're right behind her, Gearstrom.
Yes.
All right. So
I'm
you
checking
guys.
all my tools as I'm running along behind her.
Okay. So you guys exit the inn, and it's noticeably more chilly this morning without the sun overhead. Probably a good 25 degrees cooler. Yeah, and you make your way, I'm assuming, to the Bannister barn
hastily.
containing Slash.
Aren't we going to wake the others?
No time. Also probably not a good idea.
But I don't understand.
I don't either. I had a strange dream.
Very interesting.
All right. So you guys keep moving along. You encroach upon the farmland of the Bannisters. Pretty much every animal's asleep. You don't hear any animal sounds. You don't hear any birds chirping. It's still,
That's creepy.
still and quiet.
There's a Wendigo out there.
And Alana, you feel a foreboding sense, and your worry increases because there is no sun in the sky. There are no birds chirping. It feels almost sad here. So, now you're about 100 feet from the barn. This barn has no doors in the front.
Oh, is it?
So from your position, even though it's dark, you can make out the outline of Slash
There is. I'm so dumb.
inside. The Slash scarecrow that Gearstrom haplessly constructed. And as you approach, you see Slash begin to stand as his alarm goes off. Slash.
Valana, Valana.
How far
Slash.
are we from this?
Now you're about 50 feet away. Slash is moving towards you. You're moving toward him.
He's just like kind of like bashing his head against a wall right now.
And getting
Repeating
closer,
Valana.
getting closer to Slash, you can see that he's got bird shit all over him and straw sticking out of some of his joints. He definitely hasn't been tended to in the last 2 days. Yeah.
Crossbows at the ready, and I'm just like scanning the area
All right.
exactly like that.
He must be having a malfunction. Let me run and check.
Yeah, we're advancing.
So, as you get even closer, Valana, you feel your necklace heat up. It doesn't burn your skin,
Oh.
but it becomes hot like a sauna.
Shine hot
And
like a sauna.
you feel a pulse of energy fly towards Slash. You don't see it, you just feel it. And when it connects with him, Slash appears no longer confused and stunned, and he gathers himself and looks at you,
It's hot.
seemingly fine.
Really hot.
I'm a little
Valana.
stunned by that too. Surprised. Whatever the hell just happened.
The horror. I couldn't see, hear, speak, or move. I had no sense of time or space. Only nothingness. What did you do to me?
I did nothing. You don't remember shutting down?
I do not. I remember cows and beasts and fur and claw.
As
I've
he's
been
talking,
shut down for
Valana,
nearly 2 days.
you look at his neck closely, because that's what you remember seeing the darkness grabbing at.
Yeah.
You don't see any wounds.
You said 2 days had passed. Updating spatial awareness.
I think I should clean you up. I start to cast prestidigitation and cleaning all the crap off of him and pulling all the corn stalks and everything I put into his armor out.
If the sun was shining, Slash would be sparkling right now.
I'm
Thank you,
investigating.
Gearstrom.
I'm
Your aid
investigating
is
the
much
area
appreciated.
where I remember seeing that, or hearing the portal or whatever that you mentioned. So I'm just investigating the barn, see
So you go over to the corner that you saw the entity in your dream?
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk over to the corner, and all you see... You know what it looks like whenever a firecracker explodes, like on cement?
Yeah.
You see a mark like that, just like on the actual, the dirt corner.
What the hell is going on?
Stop it.
I look back down at the necklace that just did that weird shit. And I just I take a minute and just kind of study it a little bit. Trying to understand it. And I think I take it off my neck.
Okay, yeah. Whatever had happened, you approached Slash, it's no longer acting or behaving in any strange way, and it feels as normal as it can be.
Strange.
I think we should work on your alarm.
It's like still going off. Yes. I can turn that off. Is there any immediate danger within these premises?
I don't believe so.
I'm hearing beasts outside, but if you are sure... Now,
We're on a farm.
what is the hurry? Why am I in this room?
Let's get out of here. I don't like it here.
If you say so.
All right.
Where is my sword?
Rezar
He's like
has
looking around for his sword because I don't think he found it.
Rezar has your things.
Good. I would like those back.
All right. Gerstrom, are
Tomorrow,
you heading
best
back as
not to
well?
wake him.
Yes, I'm following.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. I mean,
What was that?
What was that, Gil? I'm sorry.
Valana?
You
What
cut
was
out.
all the hurry, Valana? Flash is fine.
There was a strange shadow creature. I don't know what it was. I
I think you're just having nightmares.
found burn marks in the barn where it
Someone
happened
may have
in my
started a
dream.
fire.
This is going nowhere.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Slash doesn't recall. He was not there. We had a fight with some undead creatures, and we also met a shadow. I think Valana's just having nightmares.
I felt a blast of energy from this as I hold up the necklace and show it to him when we got close to Slash.
Ooh, Gearstrom begins to fiddle with all his little doohickeys on his goggles and really takes a good look at what he's showing him.
Gerstrom, to you, this necklace looks about as simplistic as you can possibly imagine.
It doesn't seem to have any special properties. May I hold it?
I don't know what's going on with it, but sure. I hand it his way.
I quickly snatch it and begin to study it methodically. I pull down every single lens that I have on my goggles and look through it just to see what I see, if anything different.
No. The more you look at it, the more you realize it's as mundane as you could possibly imagine. You actually lose interest in it quite quickly.
There's nothing important about this. And I hand it back nonchalantly.
Gearstrom must be right. Nightmares.
There's
Only
definitely
logical
something important about
conclusion.
this.
All right.
My brother used to have nightmares.
Is there a remedy
Yeah.
for nightmares that you
What was his name?
mortals will drink or consume?
Well, you can have warm goat's milk with honey.
As you guys are speaking, you're moving back toward the inn.
Yeah.
I noticed Rezarog enjoys drink as well. I wonder if he has nightmares.
I think he causes the nightmares, honestly.
This is the stuff of nightmares.
Valana, you'll have to speak up.
Never mind, Slash.
All right. You guys reach the inn.
Is there anyone up in the inn at all?
You see a small candlelight in a small room off to the side of the bar. So I mean, probably, or like somebody napping or something.
Would it be someone that possibly works at the bar?
Most likely.
I run over to the door and I tap on the door.
I'm going straight to bed.
All right.
Wait, Valana, wait.
Slash, what are you doing?
I'm with Gearstrom. Maybe we should get Velana some of this honey you speak of. She seems to be very on edge.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I'm trying to do.
I completely disregard them when I'm heading to my room.
So you see Tasha rubbing her eyes and yawning come out of the small room, and she walks up to you. She's like, "What do you want?"
I look up at her and I say, well, I think my friend needs a glass of warm goat's milk with the money. Can you get that for us?
Yes, I can. At 6 a.m. And she goes back to
Excellent.
sleep.
Thank you. That's amazing. Oh, at 6
It is a
a.m.
matter of urgency. Are you sure you cannot make it now?
She said,
Perhaps my friend Gearstrom can offer you something for your
she
trouble.
says, "I've never heard of an emergency that involves goat's milk. Going back to bed."
Well,
Go to your
you
room."
see, the last 2 days have
She-
disappeared
she
from my
walks
memory.
into the storage room and closes the door.
Get behind her.
That's very.
Uh,
I guess it'll have to wait until tomorrow.
Will she be okay?
I think you should watch her just to make certain.
It's about 4:30 a.m. right now.
You might be right. I will return to her room. Good night. And he just walks
Good
off.
night.
All right, you guys both going back to your respective.
Yep, I head back to my room to go to bed.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, Lana, anything else you want to do?
I'm just gonna sit down at like a table and just kind of study this necklace and probably do that for a while.
Okay. So, yeah, some time passes. Those of you with a window in your room, the early rays of the sun peek through. You might even hear roosters way off in the distance at the Bannister farm crowing. It's probably sometime around 7.
Yeah, so I would like have looked at it for maybe an hour, half hour or so, and then left it on the table when I went back to bed.
Okay.
So at the sound of these roosters, Slash is like, Valana, I believe we are under attack. Very loud wailing coming from the east side of town.
They do that to wake people up, much like you're doing now. It's not an attack.
Why would we keep these animals around? They serve no function but to annoy. As you were.
They serve plenty of functions.
All right. 30 more minutes pass. 7:30.
Cracking this.
I didn't get a chance. I didn't want to interrupt. I would have awoken probably at sunrise or slightly before as a part of my morning ritual.
Understood.
I would have sat up on the side of the bed, grabbed a sip of water, rinsed my mouth out if possible, cleared my throat, probably cleaned my sinuses out, all the dirty old man stuff, and probably stretched and hear my back pop from the bottom all the way to the top, knees, bones cracking, neck rolling around, popping. And then eventually I get my back straightened out and I make my bed nice and neat, not a single wrinkle in it. And, like you can bounce a quarter off of it like in the military. I head over to an altar that I
As you,
take out
as
of
you
my
head
effects.
over, you notice one more wrinkle in the middle of the bed. What do you do?
I go back and I fix it.
Oh God! We're all gonna
Once I'm sure that my bed is pristine,
Oh my God.
I head over to and begin setting up my makeshift altar to Azuth. And I light a candle, and I begin praying to him. And after a short prayer of recognition and thanks and of blessings, I begin to prepare my spells for today. And once I'm done with that, I begin to divine. I pull out a orb, a fist-sized orb or slightly bigger, of moving smoke, and I begin to chant and peer into it.
All right. What are you trying to divine?
Basically role playing out my portent to things that may come to pass that I see today for this particular day. Also, anything about the lycanthropy or what we have experienced recently. Anything that would be abnormal, like with the undead, the desecrated ground, the priest of Umberly, and that minor miracle. Anything to do with the town and area, especially persons of note, like Henry. Is it Henry Zarl? Is his name? Gregory, sorry. Gregory Zarl and the Knight. And the two guard captains that he mentioned, I would scry about them if I could, or divine about them if I could even. And just anything that would have seemed pertinent to my character.
Okay.
And once I'm done with all that, I would head down for a meal, basically for breakfast really early.
Yeah, so you start trying to focus on all these different events and all these different thoughts flow through your head. And then all of a sudden, one image pounds at you from your ball. And you see a pine tree, and instead of sap leaking out of it is a crimson colored liquid. And then it disappears.
That's ominous.
And that's all you see.
I will meditate on this.
Deep voice.
All right. So before time passes again, anybody want to do anything else?
I get up and I start like getting cleaned up and whatnot.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to get cleaned up and head down for breakfast as soon as it gets that time. Particularly after I've done all the things I mentioned. Whatever.
I don't do any divining.
Whenever Valana goes, I'm going. But in the meantime, I'm just like polishing my nipples and chest.
Yeah, it's rolling around to 8 a.m. now. Gearstrom and Rezar.
I hand Slash the rapier that I had taken previously. Just like until you can get yours back, and also maybe just carry it for me.
Agreeable. Where is my equipment? Would very much.
I had
like
his I had his
sword back.
backpack, right? And
I don't
Rezar
remember.
had.
I have a sword. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
I think
Rezar
I
has
had
a sword, and you have all of his other effects.
I had all of his effects in my room, so.
It has never left my side since my creation. Perhaps even just as good a friend as you. I would very much like it back.
Let's go get it then. And I step out of the room.
Okay, so it's time for my morning ritual. It's kind of long. Sit down, strap yourself in. I wake up and I go downstairs for a nail.
Awesome.
All right. So as you're heading downstairs, you see Valana and Slash come out their rooms.
Rezar, he wants his sword back.
Oh, Tin Man! You're up again, I see.
Hail, user Rezarog. Enjoying a fine drink this good morning.
Would you like your sword, my good sir?
Indeed. And if anything has been done to it, you will know my dissatisfaction.
Oh no, he's gonna sit on me. I hand him his sword.
Thank you. Thank you. He just begins looking over his sword to make sure there's nothing wrong with it.
Gearstrom?
I spent the last 3 hours working on my holy pop arrow.
All right.
I get lost in it so much that I'm actually not going to leave the room until somebody comes on the door. Comes to knock on the door.
Understood.
I grabbed the amulet and I put it in my bag. Assuming it was still on the table when I woke up.
It was.
Okay.
As I head down sometime after these guys, do I smell the smell of breakfast cooking?
Yeah. You smell. I mean, they're cooking normal things. Eggs, pork, ham. Nothing crazy, but you definitely smell food.
I take an order some bacon, scrambled eggs, piece of 100% whole grain wheat bread, maybe some grapes or strawberries or something like that.
All right,
Oh, Jeremy.
do that.
And a cup of orange juice.
No.
Slash hails one of the barmaids or whoever's running about with food.
All right.
Also breakfast.
Well, y'all role play it out, but I don't know who's on me. He hasn't told me, or who I see, or whatever.
Well, first of all, who all's down there? Is everybody down there beside Gearstrom right now?
I believe.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So, as far as who is currently down there, and let me go ahead and throw some sounds. There's not a whole lot of people down here right now. It's early. Most of the fishermen and dock workers have probably already eaten breakfast and are probably already at the docks. But it is a bar nonetheless, and you have your your proverbial drunks that are infinitely drinking and whatnot. So, you said you wanted to roleplay your order,
Yeah.
Eldrick?
Yeah, I don't know who's at serving or taking orders or whatever have you.
Okay, so you look around. You guys all find a table, I'm assuming? The same table?
Well, I would certainly try to congregate with them if there's space at the table.
Okay. So you all find a table, and where's my bitches at?
Oh, where are your bitches?
Bitches. Okay, so you find a table and
Hey.
find this young woman.
Oh fuck.
You've seen her at the bar before, at the tavern before. You haven't spoken with her, but I assume you flag her down.
Yep.
We don't know her name at all, you said? We've never met her before, just seen her around?
Yeah, your characters don't know her name.
12-11, 12-11,
Hello, bar maiden.
12.
I'd like to order some breakfast, please.
Before you finish your sentence, she's already scooted over and standing in front of you, ready to take your order. She says, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What would you like?"
A cup of large cup of orange juice, some scrambled eggs and bacon, maybe a piece or two of sausage, and a piece of whole grain wheat bread, and maybe a dash of honey on it, possibly some butter. That would be good. All for now.
She rolls her eyes as she writes down your order. She looks around at the table.
The same?
Okay. You see her do a ×2, basically, on her parchment.
Greetings, barmaiden. I would require your largest, most potent dose of goat's milk and
She takes a
honey
step back.
you could have. My dear friend Valana seems to be stricken with some neurological disease. I hear you can help her with this.
I missed a little bit of that, but I think what I gathered was my character has buried her face in her hands and is
Yeah.
just a little frustrated.
The barmaid just writes goat's milk down very apprehensively while keeping her eyes focused on Slash. Kind of
Thank
unsure.
you. And he just like crosses his hands on the table and sits there very politely with a robot smile.
Rezar, are you at the bar or are you at the table?
I could be at the table with him.
Alright.
Last time we had a pretty barmaid turn into a werewolf, so I'm gonna sniff her.
Okay.
To see if
So
she's
you
a
go up
wolf.
to sniff her and make a dex save.
Okay. Core. Can you scroll back? Thank you. Damn, I got a 10.
Do barbarians have advantage always, or is that only while raging?
Yeah,
Raging.
roll with
What's advantage?
is it just raging?
Danger sense.
I don't know. Sure. Oh yeah, dex save.
Just roll again. Just roll again.
Just while raging.
Well, I didn't
So-
know.
Well, it's not bad.
She you see her hand flying in from your peripheral vision. You move back, and her fingernail scrapes your tusk. Makes a little noise. She's like, "What are you doing? Don't sniff me. You're not a dog, and neither am I."
Just making sure. I'll have an ale, thank you.
She
That's exactly what I was checking for.
huffs away, and
Oddly specific now that you mentioned that.
yeah. So a few minutes pass. Well, 10 minutes pass, and she brings back all your shit, and she hurries and sits it down and gets away as quickly as possible.
Can't stop thinking about that now.
Drink your milk, Valana. We'll make you feel better.
I just kind of glare at him a little bit. I'm not drinking that milk.
I'm gonna turn that gnome into jam.
If no one drinks the goat's milk after a while, I ask if I can have it.
I just gently pass it towards him.
That depends, Eldrick. Do you suffer the contagion or disease known as nightmares?
Oh, but I'm an old man and I have to keep my calcium levels up. You don't want me falling and breaking a bone, do you? Or a hip?
If you are sure that such a serum would benefit your body, then
Serum.
you may have it.
Thank you, Slash.
Kind of you, Slash. And I just
Now-
go back to eating.
Regarding our time lapse, what is our directive for today?
There's an odd gnome. He drew some strange pictures. Do I have those, by the way, or did Gearstrom keep them? I rummaged through my bag to see if I have them.
I gave him back.
Yeah, I think you have them, Valana.
So I present the two papers to Slash. He seems obsessed, and he sort of fled from us. I'd like to take care of it before whatever the hell this is happens.
Define parameters of take care of it. Would you see him dead and in the ground?
Aye, Tin Man.
Then where would we find such a creature?
South. We discovered that it was a one-way road and an abandoned tower. Perhaps we'll find him there still.
If I may interject here, pardon me for a second, before we go anywhere with this excuse me, I didn't mean to speak so loudly, lycanthropy about, we should probably get it one silver, especially you melee type.
We have access to the library. We can research that perhaps a bit
Wait,
later.
do we know about silver yet, Tyler? Or was that jumping the gun?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Granwyn mentioned it.
Yeah, I thought. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
you know silver is the weakness.
All right, cool.
Any ideas how much that would cost?
I don't know, but we should definitely find out and look into it.
I agree. To be caught amongst one of those without a weapon could be very, very misfortunate.
Your guys' mill is better than okay.
Just watch everyone eat.
This is a better than okay meal.
And Rezar, your ale is just as fishy as it was yesterday.
I notice you all use a currency or coin. My being, like, I have no such thing on my person. How would I afford to pay for such a thing? Balana?
Don't worry about that just yet.
I believe we should all go speak to Gregory Zarl again and that night fella. Maybe we could persuade them to aid us in this endeavor, as I'm sure it would be rather costly. Also, we have looted some treasure recently and some weapons we could possibly trade and sell. Yes.
Yes, I would like to take care of this other problem first, if that's okay.
As would I.
You mean the gnome in the woods?
Yes, I do.
I don't think that would be wise, as that seems to be the location of where the lycanthropic beings dwell. Based on what we know, I advise highly against it.
The old one speaks truth. Tactically speaking, we would be at a disadvantage.
So where would you have us start?
I suggested that already. We're all done with our breakfast. Let's go and speak to...
Would you like another
Wait.
goat's milk before we depart, Eldrick?
Where's our gnome?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Did he
I
ever
finished
come
my
down?
breakfast, and as he's saying that, and I slammed down my cup of apple juice, or set it down gently, whichever.
It was orange
And
juice. Keep your fucking
Orange juice,
facts
you know what I
straight.
meant. And I head back up to
Continuity errors, man.
I head back up to the in top floor to check and see if he's there and if he's okay or not. Gear, that is, Gearstrom.
Gearstrom, you hear.
At this point, I have an arrow knocked with one of the clay pots with water in it, and I say, "The door is open!" And I let loose of the arrow inadvertently towards the door. Then
You broke up there at the very end. What'd you say at the very end? Sorry.
I say for whoever is there that the door is open, and I have a arrow knocked in my short bow that has one of those clay pots with water in it.
Yeah.
And if somebody opens it, I accidentally let loose the arrow.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So.
Time to dodge.
Lucky
I
for
pushed the
you-
door open with my quarterstaff, knowing how crazy this guy is. Anyways, I wasn't.
Well,
trying to
luckily
go-
for you, there wasn't a whole lot of prep behind this arrow shot. So you see an arrow slide with a pot attached to it, right there at your feet, in front of the to the left of the door, hitting the wall.
Boom.
It doesn't break.
Oh, I'm sorry. That doesn't
You're
seem to
needed
work.
downstairs. You're going to collect your things and meet us down here. You might want to eat a meal.
Breakfast. Yes, that sounds good.
Second breakfast.
I start to gather my things and then run downstairs quickly.
I head down while he's gathering his things, waiting on him patiently to.
Okay, so once you head down, Eldrick, you see Tasha kind of finger you over, and I'm assuming you go over to her, and she leans in. She says,
Definitely.
She says, "Today is your final day of payment from the desert-looking man. Do you have any plans on how to continue this, or will you be leaving?"
I imagine that we will be departing before sunset. If that changes, I will come back and we'll make other arrangements. Thank you for your kind and generous service, and I'm sure we'll be meeting again eventually. Hopefully.
Well, you're good. You're good for the rest of the night. Just tomorrow morning, if you're still here, without payment, you'll have to leave immediately.
Noted. I head over and I relay that to the others.
Okay.
I quickly grab whatever's left on the table, little bits of whatever's left, if anybody left anything, and just eat that up real quick.
I definitely got scraps.
Yeah, Valana's got some leftover food. Her small frame can't handle too much. And her small. Never mind. Go ahead.
Compact.
So I'll sit down next to her and just start eating off her plate real quick. You go, so where are we going?
Wait, do you sit down next to her or do you sit in her lap? Just weasel your way in her lap.
No, I sit next to her.
Your stream is not Eldrick. You hear me? Nobody else does that shit but you.
Well, I
bro.
just think it'd be hilarious. You know, he's like
No.
he's like childlike. I mean,
So the way I like to think of this is Valana's actually still just kind of picking at the food. Gearstrom comes up, sits down, and just pulls the plate next, like in front of him.
I actually sit on the table next to you and just start picking right off the plate.
I just kind of look at him like, huh.
So, Valana, where are we going?
Set my fork
my
down
mouth
and just look towards Eldrick.
the first order of business today is to try to see what we can get rid of to make coin. Then I would advise heading to speak to Gregory and that night fella that seems to be in tow or around him if we can gain another audience. And I'd also like to speak to the high priest of the temple again, being as we've recently done them a service. And any other thoughts anyone else may have is also welcome.
Whenever you're ready, and I side-eye Gearstrom a little bit as I say that.
All right.
Do I see the cup that had the goat's milk and honey?
It's empty.
Yeah, I got
but
about a half glass of orange juice left.
Yeah, I'll quickly chug that down, and then with my mouth will go. Let's go.
Cannot remember the fucker's name.
All right.
Who has all the items on them? Is it Belong?
Over the top of the table.
I don't have any of the weaponry, no.
Who's carrying all the weaponry?
Minus some of the stuff you guys took. I guess I have it.
Yeah, so we took the weapons we wanted, and then Rizar is holding the rest.
Okay. Is there anything we have that's not already in currency form that you would be willing to depart with the group as
I don't need any of it.
So Gearstrom's keeping a scimitar.
Right.
I'm
And a
keeping the
dagger.
rapier. Okay. So that means we have one scimitar, one short sword, one dagger, and 3 light crossbows.
All right. I suggest, out of character, that we all head to the weapon vendor or seller or weaponsmith or whatever have you to try to unload these for what coin we may get.
And I don't know who has the jewelry pouch. It's either Eldrick or Gearstrom.
I'm not willing to risk that here, and I'm pretty sure that was consensus last time.
I agree.
Is there anything that we found that would not be questionable, likely, that hasn't been turned into current?
You asking me a question?
Just the group as a whole, because they're supposed to be keeping track of this. I wasn't here last session.
No, we haven't sold anything. All we have
No,
is
I
weapons
mean,
and the jewelry.
we have the weapons that I listed and
The jewelry, and
The
which we're not
jewelry.
going to trade here. All right, got it. So we head out, and I begin looking for someone to sell these weapons to as quickly as possible. Also, I'm keeping an eye out for some place where I can top off my spell components and look for purchasing what materials needed for a summon familiar spell.
Okay. Let's go one thing at a time. You look for a weaponsmith?
Yep, someone who would buy and sell weapons. I don't know where that would be in the market or who that would be, but we're just asking around and looking.
Yeah, so you guys search around for a little bit. You notice the market is not that busy today. So yeah, eventually you see a stall that has some basic looking weapons behind it. Looks like most of them are designed for hunting. Yep. The man there is an older man, probably in his 60s.
Hello, good sir. Would you be interested in purchasing some weapons we have no need of?
I'm always interested in weapons. Show them to me.
I motion over at Rezar, kind of like waving forward and the stall, and signal for him to like display what we have for sale that no one wanted.
I pulled them out.
Okay. So somebody want to just simply put a list of what all you have on the table right now into roll 20 so I can look at it?
3 light crossbows, 1
I got
dagger,
you.
one short sword. There you go.
Is everything?
That's everything.
Did you wanna possibly trade?
Did you say you had? I don't know. The gems would have to go to a different vendor, right?
That's
Mhm.
everything that we are currently looking to trade.
So you're keeping the bolts?
Yes.
Okay. Um,
Pulls out the scimitar, puts it on the table with the other items, and then pulls out the dagger and looks at it. And he goes, "Well, I may not need these." And he puts it on the table as well.
so 2 daggers and 2 scimitars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what's your intention, Eldrick? Is your intention to trade, or to sell for a currency, or what?
Well, I asked him if he has any silvered weapons, or knows where we can get such a service completed or done.
Okay. So you ask him about silver weapons. He looks at you, kind of cattywampus. He's like,
Cattywampus.
silver weapons? That seems like a very strange request. And he says, strange requests like that probably best served with a strange weaponsmith. He tells you about a weaponsmith named Eric, whose stall is at the very end of the market area. And he's like, if you want to trade with these weapons, have something to do with silver things, I would say you probably should go to him. But I'll give you a fair deal here for currency or other weapons.
Who's going to give us more currency, you or him?
I can't speak for him.
Fair enough. I pat Rezar on the shoulder and a notion in the direction of wherever he said this fellow was, or if he didn't, I begin asking around.
Okay, yeah. So you guys head that way, and take all your shit, and you get down to the very end of the market area, and it's looking pretty pathetic down here. There's no customers, and these guys. Go ahead.
Along the way, if I see an outfitter, like just a clothing shop, I think I'm gonna break away from the group.
Okay, noted.
Of course you are.
And you do. And you do. So we'll pick up with you shortly. So yeah, and you guys can tell that these individuals down here are either bad at what they do, shunned by the other traders, or are possibly diseased. Because there's nothing going on down here at all. So yeah, you get to the last stall, and you see a dwarf in the stall. Red hair, red beard. He looks very angry as you approach, with his arms crossed.
Slash just he follows Eldrick up, not saying a word, but he mimics this dwarf's stance, just kind of looking imposing.
Hello, Master Dwarf. We're looking for someone to trade, possibly for silvered weapon or weapons work. Would you be interested?
Aye! Silvered! Oh, I've got me some silvered. He grabs a little dagger and he shows you, you can see little tiny flecks of silver embedded in the edges of the blade.
Rezar, show this gentleman what we have to trade.
I pull out the stuff and I ask him, "Wouldn't you happen to have anything bigger?"
He responds to you, "No, I don't have much silver. Nobody ever buys it, but I love it. I think it's beautiful."
How much would you charge to get the melee of our group's weapons silvered. This one here is rather large. I point to the
Yeah,
Warforged.
he quickly quickly glances at all the weapons and everybody's person, and he says, "I don't know. I'm not very good with money. I like to work. I like to get paid fair. Then you guys already have all this on the table, right? Or no?
Yes.
And what are you expecting? You're trying to get everybody's weapon silvered, correct?
I'm trying to mainly focus on Slash and Rezar at the moment.
Wait,
At
can
the
I get my
moment, that is.
maul silvered?
Yes, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll sword silvered. So
Gil?
Well, kind sir, it looks like you have some good work here. May I take a look at any of your other wares that may have silver?
And he quickly ducks down and rummages around underneath the table, and pulls up a small wooden box. It's probably as big as a small crate, and he puts it on the table. And you see, like, 3 more daggers, and a few arrows, and a few bolts, and 1 short sword.
You did it too.
May I see the arrows and the short sword?
He just like pushes the box towards you to look at it. All the while he's looking at the other weapons on the table, thinking about something in his head.
I'll pull out the arrow to take a look at it. I'll start going through all my little lenses just to see the quality of it, and see if I can determine whether I'd be able to fire it out from my short bow. And if they seem like they're suitable, I'll put them to the side, and then I'll pick up the short sword and see if it's too heavy for me.
Okay. Is a short sword a light weapon?
Yep.
Then gnomes can wield one, right?
Yeah, they're able to wield them. I'm just worried about this particular one. Had made it so just to make sure.
No, it feels fine.
How much for the bunch?
He says, "Well, the whole crate, 3 daggers, a short sword, 2 arrows, and 2 bolts, all silvered." Waiting for your response.
Yes, sir. Now, take in mind, we've brought you weapons, and I'm also willing to trade my dagger and my other short sword. I pulled them out, put them on the table as well.
He says, we'll worry about the trade once I tell you how much I think this is worth." Looks at it for a second, looks at you, and do you have anything else you want to say to soften him in any way?
Absolutely. I start to tell him that I've dealt with dwarves in the past. Now, I've dealt with dwarves in the past, and we've traded many items. I can show you my mark, and I pull out my mark, and I show it to him, and I explain to him that I've been dealing with different dwarves, and I mentioned my father, in just very quickly speaking to him. Like, I'm saying all this stuff so fast, it's like ridiculously how fast I'm saying it. And as I'm doing this, I'm pulling stuff out of my bags and showing him. And then I pull out my tinkered stuff, specifically my tinkered glass
Fish?
bowl with the fish in it.
The fish?
And I show it to him, and I go, I can make all sorts of different things.
He seems very interested in the tinkered goldfish, right?
Okay.
Is that what it is? Tinkered goldfish?
Yeah, it's a basically a fishbowl with a tinker goldfish inside of it swimming around. It's a sealed
Clockwork
goldfish bowl.
orange fish.
Roll a insight check really quickly. Just you,
One
Gearstrom.
sec.
I want to speak Dwarvish to the guy. Reza knows that I don't.
I can do it for you if you need me to. Okay. You
Sorry, I didn't mean to do it twice.
you see him kind of fidget a little bit and looks like he really wants to hold or mess with the goldfish, but he restrains himself and tries to act like he's not that interested. Also, about this time, he comes up with a number for you guys. He says, if you'd want to outright buy these truly silvered weapons, I would take 500 gold.
Jesus! Jesus!
500 gold, you say? Would you care to take a look at my goldfish? Look, it's amazing. And I hold my hand out to him with it. I go, it's worth quite a bit.
He looks at it, spends some time looking at it, and he says, "It's true. This is an amazing contraption, and I'm very interested. But I don't think you understand the amount of workmanship that goes into a truly silvered weapon, the time, and the passion."
That took me several to create. Just imagine being able to put all that water into that little singular thing and then put the fish in there also and then seal it.
He then
It's nearly
says,
impossible.
"Now, if you needed something to just get you by for a while, I could make your weapons have a silvered effect, but it would wear off after a few days of use."
I look up at everybody. I look at everyone's face. What do I gauge from everyone's face and how they're thinking about what's transpiring so far?
I lean forward and I tell him that's agreeable based on the amount of currency we currently have.
I immediately kick him in the shin.
Right? It's like, all right. So I'm gonna talk to him in Dwarvish. Unfortunately, Rezar knows more than I do, so I'm gonna let him have to do the talking. And also, now that I think about it, this is incredibly offensive and racist. Just assuming that if I speak in his tongue, he'll be more lenient for us. So I'm gonna look at him like,
The D&D way.
listen, my boy. I appreciate the craftsmanship of these weapons. Unfortunately,
Boy, how old are you, half-orc?
I'm 19.
19. I'm not even going to respond to you. Just go ahead. Finish your statement. As he just kind of rolls his eyes.
Well, I have no use for these bolts and arrows. How much would it be to have my maul silvered?
Do you mean truly silvered
Yes,
or temporarily silvered?
truly silvered.
Temporary.
I'm interested.
He tells you 100 gold if you want it truly silvered.
I mean, I have half that.
And I start to say to the dwarf, in his own language very politely. So, it appears that you have the ability to silver our weapons, but it's going to cost us more than what we have on us right now. Now, I can make more contraptions, but I can also give you this one, as well as the weapons that we have on the table. And I presently have 68 gold. Would you be able to silver his maul for that, and then possibly temporarily silver the rest of ours?
He looks at you and he says, I don't know if you understand how long it takes to silver a weapon. When do you need this weapon back by?
Well, I don't really understand, so could you explain it to me? And I pull out my notepad and start to write notes as he speaks.
He just tells you to truly silver a weapon of moderate to large size takes roughly 7 days.
Fuck.
So, 7 days.
I saw Gearstrom put more than that inside this fish. This fish is very unique. Are you sure you would not like it? Look at it. Behold this fish.
It just did a flip.
I want the fish, yes, but
Well, what about this? Can we leave his maul with you for the next 7 days? I'll give you the globe. I'll give you 50 gold. And we'll take 2 bolts and 2 arrows. And I'm not sure what my companions may have, but I can create more of these mechanized items for you. I can even create one that does math.
Does math.
he goes on to explain that truly silvering this weapon,
Charlie's trying
he'll be
so
working
hard.
on just this weapon alone
Trying
for 7 straight
Trying
days.
so hard not to.
I interject and I said, "Good sir, how much would it cost to temporarily silver all the melee weapons my companions have?"
He says, "Well, if you give me these weapons," and he points to the ones you guys laid on the table. He thinks for a second, and he says, 60 gold.
And how long for all these weapons?
Well, looking at those 2 beefy gentlemen over there, I couldn't tell you for sure, but for me, a temporarily silver weapon lasts about a day and a half of pretty constant usage.
I asked them like, how long would it take in versus the 7 days for truly silvered weapon? Basically, that's what I mean.
Okay. Well, in that case, he says he can silver. He can temporarily silver all those weapons. Have them done by 3 p.m. today.
I find that very agreeable, and I looked at the rest of the party to gauge their reaction.
This seems fine. I can't give my maul up for 7 days. That's just insanity.
Nod. Yes.
So he needs 60 gold, and that's with the weapons, correct?
Yes, that's with all the weapons you put on the table for trade, and you still need 60 gold. And you get the feeling that the only reason you can get this done as quickly as he can is because he's done this a lot, and you realize there's probably nobody else that's even fucked with this type of work in the village at all. So this is about as good as you're going to get.
Okay,
Out
so
of
I looked
character.
at.
Oh, sorry.
While they're talking, I'm explaining to him all the different things that I can tinker. And that list is the list of basically everything I told him I can do while I was trying to talk to him.
Well, if you he said he looks at you, Gearstrom, and he says, "If you want to trade me the goldfish, I'll waive the currency."
You could always make another one, Gearstraw.
Well,
I don't like that at
goldfish.
all. Mm-mm.
The goldfish is a family heirloom, and it's been with me for a very, very long time.
In that case, you should keep it.
I'll take good care of it for you, I promise. Gives you a smile with a thumb next to his beard.
Would
Good
you be willing to
perception
put the 2 arrows, the 2 bolts, and 1 dagger as part of the deal? It is an antique.
Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh, getting spicy, boys. We're getting spicy. Come on, high rolls.
Whoops.
No!
Wow. That was persuasion, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would have been a 23.
Shit.
But sorry.
And you asked for what?
For my iPad.
You asked for what? 2 arrows, 2 bolts.
The crate.
And a dagger, I think.
Bolts, 1 dagger.
So you're asking for 2. So I'm trying to understand. Are you trying to lessen the amount of weapons you guys are trading to him, or are you trying to get more weapons?
No. I'm trying to offer him all the weapons that we offered him, plus the globe, with the fish in it. And I want him to add the 2 silvered arrowheads, the 2 silvered bolt heads, and 1 of the silver daggers.
As well as temporarily silvering everyone else's.
Right.
2 silvered bolts, 2 silvered arrows, and 1 silver dagger.
Yep.
He says, "I'll do one or the other, either the dagger or the 4 ranged items."
That's agreeable.
Okay. I'll take the dagger.
All right.
And I reluctantly hand over the globe.
Rest in peace, go.
Okay. So as you hand it over to him, he holds it and he turns his back to you guys, and as you see him turn, his lips just like he's like smiling really big. He just walks behind and sets it down and turns back around. He's like super stern, and he's like, "All right, I'll get to work on this right away." And yeah, so he starts taking all your shit. So it's a great maul, great sword.
Maybe the rapier that Slash has on his side? I don't...
Yeah, he has a rapier as well.
Gear, what did you have that you wanted silver?
I just wanted my short sword silvered.
Short sword. Kalana, what did you have? Where are you at?
Slash has my rapier.
I have
So-
no rapier. So.
Okay, so rapier,
She can't be bothered.
great
kid.
sword, 2-handed maul, short sword, and that's it.
Okay.
Not your letter opener?
I
No.
actually hand Valana.
I'm not
dagger.
there.
She's
Oh, you're
not
not
with
there?
us at the moment, no.
She's in a
Okay.
clothing shop.
I don't know if you guys even noticed me breaking away from the group, honestly.
Nope.
Actually... Eh.
You should never split the party, especially when it comes to fashion sense.
Always splitting the party for fashion.
All right, you guys done with this smith?
Yep.
I'll tell him, we'll be back at 3 p.m. sharp.
We noticed.
I'll be ready for you. My
And
word is my bond.
I reach out to shake his hand.
Grasps very firmly, looks at you and realizes you're pretty old and probably frail, and just shakes it kind of softly.
Slash waits and then puts his hand out to shake it as well.
He reaches out to shake your hand too, Slash.
And I squeeze it very hard as I can.
Oh
Just-
no!
and-
Don't injure him, we need him.
Okay, so then roll a athletics. How about that?
Athletics. Oh boy.
Yeah.
What is it? I can't see it.
If this guy can't smith our weapons, I'm gonna be really pissed. Due to an injury.
All right, hold on. Sorry.
You shake his hand too hard.
Woo!
Thank God.
All right. Roll the 15.
So you are met with firm resistance, and it's a pretty even shake.
Awesome.
All
We
right.
appreciate your patronage. Goodbye.
All right, he turns his back and is already getting prepped to start.
I had to look for Valana because I wanted her present when I spoke to Gregory Zarl again in the night.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be
Alana.
5 minutes, guys.
Alana, you find a medium-sized tent, and you enter, looking around at mostly female attire.
Oh shit.
Some robes that could be, either or. What are you looking for exactly?
Just something.
Something cute. You know, nothing too
Something-
flashy.
Yeah, something cute, nothing too flashy.
But but it has to be tasteful.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Set my cheekbones.
It has to be in season. Like, I am not doing another Labor Day episode.
I mean,
And
they're
honestly-
all just joking, but they're right.
And honestly, I need a special tailor because, like, have you seen these hips?
I just like out of character.
Oh.
What I want is some fine clothes, but just something fancy.
Okay, do you want a robe? Do you want a gown? Do you want breeches with shirt?
Definitely like pants and a shirt or whatever, but like high quality, of course. Something nice.
Form
But,
fitting.
Okay. So
practical.
So the merchant in here looks like an elven woman.
Oh, shit.
You have no idea how old she is, but she looks like if she was human, she would be probably in her 30s.
So she's 400 years old.
She's got black hair, and she shuffles up to you, says, "Hello, miss. How can I help you?" And I'm assuming you tell her what you just told me, basically.
Yeah.
She says, She turns and she looks at what she has on in display, and she's like, she shakes her head, and she goes over and she opens a chest. She pulls out. Do you have like a preference on design or color or anything?
Do you have any Louis Vuitton?
No, just probably elven make would be something she'd look for.
Okay, she pulls out some trousers and a shirt. And this just so I am clear on this. This is not armor. You are buying actual like clothing.
Fine clothes, yes.
Okay. And she pulls out these breeches and shirt, and they are both made with a dark, not necessarily black, but like a dark charcoal color. And there's many like the seams and like areas that have pockets and like parts that connect other parts are embroidered and stitched up with very beautiful green stitching, and there's like some swirls going on off the stitching here and there with a little bit of golden hue,
Pockets on
green
a
and
female
golden hue to
clothing.
them, as well as the pants.
No,
And
no, it's
they are very eye-catching. She lays them down.
These are very nice. Would they fit well over a chain shirt, maybe? I pick it up. I pick up the shirt and kind of look at it.
Yeah, I mean, she steps back and she gestures you to try on whatever you want to try on.
Definitely try it on.
Okay. Yeah. So you pull it over, and it hangs from your bosom very nicely, and it sucks in on your sides, and you look very shapely wearing it, even with your armor underneath.
I like it.
And
How
the pants, I mean, they fit the same way. They both feel so light you can't even tell you're wearing them, obviously, especially with your armor on, but they're super light. Maybe like combined, maybe like 2 ounces. You have no idea how durable they are, but they look beautiful.
All I can think of is that scene from The Simpsons with Flanders in the pants. Like it's like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Mesh underwear. It's like you're going commando.
Except you
She's
still
like,
got control.
Does this please you?
It's very nice. How much would this cost?
That's a good question.
I think it's like 2 gold.
Comes with the cooling unit.
Actually, fine clothing is like 15 gold.
Oh, it is! Holy shit!
The price to pay for fashion.
Well, you do have 40 gold.
She actually tells you that
There's the fail.
for the pair, it will be 22 gold.
Ooh,
Do it. Treat yourself, girl. Treat
it's a
yourself.
bit much. A bit more than I was hoping to spend.
She kind of like picks her finger and she like rubs her chin and she's like, I've had these sitting in this chest for a long time.
No one's buying them, bitch.
20 gold.
Boom!
And
What a
he's
steal.
being asked about shoes yet, or accessories, or none of that.
It's
been a long time since I've treated myself.
Treat yourself,
I
girl.
accept.
20 minus 22. Divided by 22.
Okay. So mark 20 gold off your character sheet
Wow.
and add two badass dark breeches and a shirt with
It's 9%
beautiful
discount.
stitched golden hued carvings and whatnot and seams. Right, whatever you like about that.
The real reason it costs 5 extra gold is because it has functional pockets.
All right. So you walk out about this time. The rest of the party is walking up to you, and you all see her. And those of you who have any, I'm not gonna say that. She looks very nice.
Damn, I did not expect that.
I was really hoping I wouldn't notice, but unfortunately.
Let's see if I notice.
What are you trying to notice?
Her clothes. Of course, Eldrick notices.
I mean, it's a little obvious.
Yeah. What
I
do you?
notice how sexy.
If you roll a number, if you roll a number on the dice, you might see it.
Like, what are you guys trying to notice? Her?
Her clothing.
It's just the way I notice how sick
Jeremy just wanted to roll for sexiness. That's all he wanted to roll.
Oh, for sexiness.
I'm just seeing how shapely she is.
Eldrick, there is not a skill called perviness. Okay.
There
Yeah,
might be in 16.
we're working on it.
Do I see every ounce of that 16 charisma?
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys meet up, and Valana looks very nice.
I think I noticed a 3-inch bulge.
Can I get a, yeah? Can I get a chub going on, like a half chub? Is it noticeable?
Roll a deception. Roll a deception check.
Oh, this is what
jaw-
kind
my
of
jaw is
campaign
so-
it is.
My
Oh.
jaw-
Can I roll to roll my eyes?
Yes.
Eldrick, roll a deception check for your trying to hide your boner.
I'm not trying to hide it.
You're not trying to hide it.
Oh
No.
my god.
So then roll a Constitution check.
I'm walking.
Oh
up
my
to her as quickly as possible.
god! I hope you're ready for this, Cameron.
I don't think you understand how. I think it's the better question is: are you ready for how I'm going to act with my
20.
character?
Alana,
I got a 20 Constitution boner going for you. Look at that 3-inch fury.
Alana, roll a perception check.
No, I'm 6.5, man.
I
I
feel
rolled.
so sorry for
Oh
Tyler.
god!
Is Tyler's resignation to what's happening right now? It's just the best.
Alana, you notice that Eldrick, do you wear pants or a robe or what?
I wear a robe. It's very light.
Okay, well, you can
It's
definitely
very
tell
light.
that Eldrick is pitching a throbbing tent through his robes.
That's right. 6.5 inches, baby, all for you.
It's literally pulsing underneath his robe.
Bouncing up and down.
Valana, Eldrick seems to have incurred an injury. A localized case of swelling.
Pinch it off.
Slash goes to grab it. He
Dick
grabs
save.
it.
Wow.
I move out of the way.
Eldrick's about to lose his dick.
Eldrick, roll a
I thought
dex
it's
save. Yeah.
a deck
This is
save.
going to be a really funny game to stream.
Oh, I hope he loses his dick.
Here we go.
Oh, come on.
I still have my inspiration, by the way.
You better use it because wow.
No, you already used your inspiration for that 20 boner.
Am I rolling something here, Tyler? Or no.
No, you're not gonna roll anything.
18.
Yeah. You don't grab his cock.
Big fuck for that.
The saddest thing I've heard. in
But
this
at
course.
the sight of him coming at me, it's like instant deflation.
It's so sad when you hear you don't grab his cock.
No, what's sadder is just the fact is like, you don't grab his cock. Like, just that disappointed parent. Like,
So, I don't
The
know
swelling appears to have gone down. Are you okay, Eldrick?
What do you mean swelling? Yes, I'm fine.
Did
Valana, we need
get my
to
message, Tyler?
go speak with Gregory Zarl. I look around like slightly embarrassed at this whole thing due to Slash's interference.
Let's go then.
On the way out, do I notice any shop that's selling spell components or anything like that?
Oh,
Just so I don't have to come back later.
that's. Okay, say it again, sir. I'm sorry.
I was wondering on the way out since we're on the other end of the market and headed back through all the market area, if I seen anywhere that looked like it sells spell components.
Yeah, so you look around and you see one stand with a man. He is doing small tricks, like pulling fake flowers out of his hand, shuffling cards, tricks of the eye, basically.
Good sir, would you be willing to assist me in the location of a vendor where I may purchase spell component?
Looks at you and he says, could you be more specific?
One moment. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that, but yeah, I'm looking for 10 GP worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs.
He just says, basically, he tells you that, you know, you can get charcoal from, probably like a glass worker, somebody that might make glass, or smith, and the incense. I mean, there's places here that you've seen that sell incense, and the herbs. There are some herbalists around. So basically, just do that.
Can we just fast forward through that transaction and just say I purchased what I need and give me a price?
Yeah, I'll say that you're able to purchase all that for about 7 gold pieces.
All right, I'll deduct that from my list.
Okay. All right. Anything else anybody wants to do in the market?
No.
Doesn't involve boners.
Oh god. Sorry about that.
Well, what
Now
I
that
was
you
gonna
mentioned
do
was,
involved
straight
boners.
wind.
Keep an eye out for a child-size chain shirt if he can come across one.
I mean, you see some woman-sized chain shirts. You don't see any child-sized chain shirts because it's not really something they make here, I guess. But you might could wear it. I mean, a little bit big on you.
Yeah, if I see anything that seems to be small enough, I may go over and try it on if possible.
Yeah. So you find an armor smith and it's like a human male in his 40s with blonde hair, and he's just like, how can I help you? And you ask for the chain shirt, and he looks at you and he's like, well, I've got some for women, and he hands you the smallest chain shirt he has, and you put it on, and you could probably, if you had some time, take some links out, or do some alteration yourself, make it fit so that if you were moving and running and jumping and tumbling, it would stay on you properly. But it would take some, probably a couple of hours to alter it to do so.
I asked him how much it would be for him to alter it, and how long it would take for him to make it fit me properly.
Okay. He says, how tall are you?
Stand by. I think I'm like 3 foot. Stand by.
And how much do you weigh?
I am 3 foot 9 inches, and I weigh 9 pounds.
How many pounds?
49.
Oh, 49.
49. All right, he just walks out of the stall and
I thought I weighed more
looks
as
at
a
you.
baby than he
He has
weighs
a
now. Jesus
measuring
Christ.
device and measures you, and he's like, 5 gold, 2 hours.
Okay, I'll be back at 3.
But you didn't ask how much the actual shirt would be.
How much for the shirt?
They're 50 gold.
Thank you, Zach.
God damn.
I spent all of my fucking starting money on one. I know.
He looks at you and says, "Okay, Jeremy." He looks at you and says, I don't sell many of these. And I'm a fair man. How about 40 gold?
Is that with the alteration?
Man, I got the worst deal of all!
This is highway robbery!
You saved 9%, you know. He's saving 20, but
And he says no. That's before alterations.
Very well. 45 gold. Do you need it now, or can I pay you later?
up front.
You can pay me when it's done.
Very well. 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Thank you.
All right. Rezar?
I'm good, man. I don't.
Let's get on with this, shall
That's
we?
the best thing about Barbarian. Don't worry about all that shit.
I need clothes!
Good. Good thing with the Warforged, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope you would at least wear pants.
I make my
Hell
own
no!
choice. I'm walking around with a
Audiences.
10-inch dick, just swaying in the wind at all times.
Just a large loincloth.
Very
All right, what you
well.
guys want to do?
So you need 5 gold, Gil?
I'm also on the lookout for a pearl of 100
I've
GP
got plenty
of
of gold.
value.
I just wanted to see if I could get him to give it to me for just a 40, but that didn't quite work out.
I can give you 5. We don't have to roleplay that.
Eldrick, you remember that Gearstrom actually found one of those. You don't know its actual grade or quality, but you remember that he found a pearl in one of the shells at the beach.
I asked him about it. I'm like, Gearstrom, in order to perform a very useful spell that could aid the party, the pearl you found may be a vital component and of use to me. Have it appraised, if you don't mind, and I'd like to hang on to it as it would not be consumed when I cast the spell.
Into my, it's actually in my coin purse. I pull it out. It's not very big, and I hold it out in my little hand, so it may look bigger than what it is because.
All right, Eldrick, take a look at this, and you've probably know from your studies and things, and maybe from who you've spoken to and seen and conversed with at Candlekeep. But go ahead and roll me a I don't know. Would it be? Just roll me
Probably
a
investigation.
history check. Just to see if you can recall something. This pearl looks like there's a chance. Good enough quality for what you need it for.
Can I try to appraise it as well? Having heard that?
I mean, this isn't really an appraisal. This is just like Eldrick's just comparing the image of this pearl to what he's seen and what he knows of. What he
Well,
needs
seeing as
for
I
it.
know the spell and I know the required components, can I do an Arcana check? Or is that not?
I mean, there's nothing really like arcana about looking at the pearl to see if it's suitable. I mean, it's just the quality of the pearl. So, I mean, you're not really sure, but you think it might be good enough. So that's about where you're at.
Gearstrom, Do you mind if I hold on to this for a while?
If it's going to.
It certainly will come in handy.
All right. So make sure you add.
Thank you.
One, um, one pearl to your inventory.
Is there anywhere where I can have this appraised quickly and this general area just to be 100% certain?
No, not here. You feel like there might be something like that at Zarl Court.
Well, since we're headed in that direction anyways, then that's where I'll head if everyone else is willing to join.
Would there be
Everybody-
any chance I could appraise it?
It's usually a base intelligence check, or, Tyler, you can apply whatever skill you think would apply to something like that to the appraisal. But, I mean, it's really up to the DM how it could be appraised. It's definitely a question that comes up in a lot of different games, and like they never gave a rule as to how to appraise things. You kind of just knew.
Well, how much do you know about pearls, Valana? First of all,
I mean, I probably know a decent bit about jewelry and the like, given my background, but
your background as
researcher, kind of. What did I don't remember. Researcher, yeah. Just like having had a job as.
I mean, I'll let you roll a straight intelligence check, just straight up from your attributes, but
Yeah.
Tyler, I have a jeweler's kit actually, and I am proficient because my father was a jeweler. I don't know if that helps the group at all, but
you can roll one more time, Valana. He'll assist you. I mean, you think it's worth maybe 80 gold, but you're not sure 100%.
Well, there's only one way to be certain if it works or not, and that's to do the ritual for the de-identify spell.
Shall we get on with this?
I don't know if you do have a jeweler's kit. I just looked it up. It apparently lets you identify gems and determine their value at a glance using the kit.
Right. But
which I didn't know.
Well, pearl's not a gem, right? So,
I don't know.
So let's just keep moving.
What time is it?
You guys have been in the market now for probably hour and a half. So you left here. You left here about 8:30. So it's coming up on
10.
What would that be? 10?
10 o'clock. Mm-hmm.
I approach Volana quietly and ask her if I may see.
I'm weary of that and am like guarded, definitely facing
I assure
him
her
directly.
that my intentions are noble and pure,
Mm-hmm.
and that I ask if she minds if I would borrow her amulet to perform a ritual with the pearl to see if it works, and to if my theories are correct, the amulet will radiate as Madden verified the use of the pearl or not use of it, so I can either give it back to him or keep it, basically.
That could actually be helpful. I reach into my pack and I grab the amulet and hand it to him.
I look for a clear space in the grass somewhere near the tavern, out of sight, maybe in an alley behind it or something. And I begin setting out my candles, drawing out my symbols, doing my prayer and symbol to Azuth. It takes about, I think, 10, 15 minutes. And I basically evoke, the Identify spell with a long ritual on my spell book on this particular amulet. DM?
Can you leak the spell?
Yep.
The item's in Xanathar's.
Does anybody else do anything while this is happening?
No.
I'm observing.
Observing.
I was gonna go investigate the south, but it's only 10 o'clock. If it was closer to it, I probably would.
My fucking god. What page is it on, Zach?
One moment. $138. Sorry, 137 of the book. It's a dark shard amulet.
Slash is finding a nearby tree and practicing sword swings on it. Like, not quite hitting, but practicing his form.
So you cast a spell, Eldrick. Let's see. Imagine. You cast a spell, and you feel the arcane energy flowing through your arms, and you feel information begin to trickle into your hands, and you've done this spell before, so, and if you haven't, you've read about it, so you expect images and information to flow into your mind, and it feels like when that stuff is coming into your consciousness, right before it reaches you, it hits a wall, like something outside of your arcane spell, which is functioning properly, is preventing this information to reach you.
So basically, I verified that it is magical, but I have no clue who, what, where, when, how, basically, and that the pearl works. Is that what you're saying?
No, you feel like the pearl is working. Like, you feel like
Okay.
there's no issue with your spell, and you're very intrigued by this resistance that you're encountering. Never experienced it, nor have read about it.
Just did it, I know though that it is magical, but there's something really odd about it. Is what you're saying? With the
Yeah.
resistance and all.
Yeah, you know it's magical, but you don't. Something is preventing you from identifying it to any level beyond that.
I pick up my thing, close my ritual with my staff and things like that, and I collect all my things in my pack, stuff out my candles, and I relay this information to Valana, and I say, "The pearl is indeed working, so thank you, Gearstrom. I will hang on to it. But this item is indeed magical, but I ran into a problem. For some reason, there is a block on it. I'm not sure if it's some unknown entity, power, hex. I am not sure. I've never ran into anything quite like this, nor ever read about it in Candlekeep. I will be looking to research more into this item in the future. It's definitely very unique and special. I would take great care and try to conceal it at all times if I were you. I wouldn't let it be known that you have it, if you catch my drift.
Trust it. I don't. I've seen some strange things come from that amulet. I don't fully trust it.
Well,
this
keep it
is
secret.
Alarming.
So I pulled the whole Gandalf thing when he tells Frodo about the Ring of Power. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Roger that. I'm sure Valana already knows that something's up with this, and she's probably always had her suspicions that there was some, something to this.
That's even more alarming, though, for sure.
But not until recently has she actually seen like strange things occurring.
Strange things are happening to me.
All right. So after I get my things back up, I try to make sure Valana's in tow. I'm sure she's contemplating the information I just gave her, and begin heading to Zarl Court.
All right.
I'm going with him.
I also try to make sure Gearstrom is in tow. Not really so much concerned with Rezar and Slash, no offense, out of character.
Slash is concerned about protecting you, old man. So it's okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming Gearstrom's following. Gil? And you guys continue on to Zoro Court. Everybody's heading there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm following. Sorry, just trying to go through the pages on my iPad. It's a pain in the ass.
And yeah, so you reach the same building you were at before, and you go in, and you see the Chancery, Mr. Grant, behind his desk, just like last time. He looks up at you as you walk in.
Mr. Grant, would it be possible to have an audience with Mr. Zarl and his knight companion? I have questions of a very important nature. Questions that need answering.
He tells you, he says, Lord Zarl and Sir Zillion are on their rounds right now. They usually get back about 1 p.m.
What time is it now, Mr. Grant?
It's close to 11 now.
I would like to kindly wait for his arrival.
You guys all gonna wait for roughly 2 hours?
We should probably go to the barracks, talk to the dwarf. That's gonna help us in our journey south.
Waiting is agreeable. I
Wait,
will watch the front door.
Did you guys talk to the dwarf already? I wasn't under the
We
impression
were
that you
gonna
did.
speak to them. I think at morning. We're gonna wait till
Yeah.
the next day.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys take care of that. I'm going to wait for Zarl to return. I head out.
Perhaps we could wait in the library. I have some research I'd like to do.
I asked that as well, and I have this feature here.
Is it time for
Let's see.
Resurog to make his own choices and go on his own quest? Instead of being a fucking pack mule that stays silent until
We've
it's
already
time to
figured
swing
out
his
the
hammer.
library and all that.
Oh, Bobby.
It's like he doesn't even watch his videos.
And we were granted access by Lord Zorn.
Because of your library access, Eldrick.
Yeah, because of your...
Okay.
And the
Lana
books
doesn't know
there
that.
are just like economic books and books about politics.
So are you all going to the library, or
I'm gonna go to the barracks to talk to the dwarf dude because I don't know his name. That's who I wanted to be.
I'm going
helping
to trust
us.
Bazaar to take care of that. I'm going to wait in the library.
Yeah,
Rizar, would you like me to accompany you, or should I stay here?
Do as you wish, Tin Man.
You look a bit scrawny today. You may need protection.
I suggest to Slash that he go with Rezar.
okay?
Affirmative.
We'll take a 5-minute break now.
Cool.
Aww.
End of recording.
Awesome.
All right, be right back.
Yep, save.